What up, Laker Nation? Here with your boy Kareem, aka Mr. 100 Likes. How you guys doing? Wow. Let's get to it. Let's get to it, man. First and foremost, I'm gonna give a shout out to everybody who supported the interview last night, episode 1 of the Get to Know Your YouTuber edition. We had Showtime last night. I want to give another shout out and thank Showtime for pulling up on the show tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We have Bullets Gotti. He got over 1 million views on YouTube. He has a great YouTube channel. He will be pulling up tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We're doing episode 2 of Getting to Know Your YouTube. You'll get to know Bullets Gotti a little more. So I want to get into it, right? Now, it's September 6th. Now, this is the time where after Labor Day, a lot of people finish their vacations. Now it's work time. It's really work time. After Labor Day is considered the first. I mean, the last day of summer is like considered Labor Day. Labor Day considered the last day of summer, and technically it's not. It's still hot outside, but it's back to work. All the kids went back to school today, and you got people coming back from vacation. From a long summer. Now it's work time, and far as Utah Jazz, they have Jared Vanderbilt and Malik Beasley is all now. They have all their players is eligible to get traded today. So now I want to say that to say this. I want to get into it. Now it's time to negotiate, and there's reports that the Lakers in Utah is having discussions on the trade. Now I'm quote Tony Jones. He's from the Athletic. He worked for the Utah Jazz. He said there's been discussion between the Lakers and Utah Jazz, and he said he knows it's going to be a multiplayer deal. We all know that. And someone asked him what players. He said, "I know, but I can't tell you." He said all he knows both sides is in an agreement of the players, but a deal has to get done. Then you got Jazz Notes. Jazz Notes is a site on Utah, straight towards the Utah Jazz. It says NBA source tell at Utah Jazz Notes. So source tells Jazz Notes that the Jazz and the Lakers are progressing towards a deal that would send Russell Westbrook and draft compensation to the Utah Jazz. So we have that Tony Jones draft notes. Two different things saying they negotiating, getting progress towards a deal. So first, before I'm gonna get back to Utah, I'm put Utah to the side right now. What we know, the Lakers, we heard 5 teams. Nobody really know who the dark horse team is. My guess, I'm thinking I could be wrong, but I'm like maybe Charlotte with Terry Rozier, P.J. Washington, and Kelly Oubre maybe. I'm just thinking that I don't know, but and I'm thinking maybe Charlotte. I didn't hear really much about the 15, but we know New York, and what you've been seeing from New York, you see Evan Fournier, Derrick Rose, and Cam Reddish. And see, this is blow my mind. I want to talk about this real quick. You guys have to know how negotiation works. You guys have to know where the position of strength comes from. The Knicks is not in position of strength in this particular deal. I'm going to break down the position of strength. The Knicks is not. The Knicks, number one, they just try to get a guard at Donovan Mitchell. I'm not saying Russell Westbrook and Donovan Mitchell are the same player, but they can, if you want to say Donovan Mitchell, Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook and Derrick Rose always was like considered like kind of similar at the play style, like, athletic guards, whatever. But you got Derrick Rose who got 2 years on this deal, and you got Evan Fournier with 2 to 3 years on his deal. And then you got the young guy Cam Reddish who the Knicks didn't value, and he really like a kind of forgotten guy. So let me tell you where you say, I'm seeing a lot of people saying this nonsense, saying, "Oh, Westbrook and a first round pick and 2 second round picks for Fournier Derrick Rose and Cam Reddish. That's not happening. Let's say if the Lakers do this, is what I think. And if the Lakers was to do a deal with the New York Knicks, I think it would more look like the Lakers trading Westbrook and the Knicks trading Cam, Fournier, Derrick Rose, and the Lakers may get two second round picks. The Lakers will get draft compensation because that deal really don't benefit. It's just guys. Now the Lakers taking on two. Derrick Rose stay hurt. He didn't even play last year. He banged up. That's a guy that got 2 years on his deal. It would be tremendously hard getting rid of him. You would have to attach something to get rid of Derrick Rose. Then you got Fournier, a guy that's he got 3 years left on the deal, so that's another negative. The only positive you got Cam, but they don't really need Cam. They don't really like Cam as a player. And plus, to get rid of all that contract, all that salary, getting rid of salary, draft picks and getting rid of salary is gold in the NBA. So now you're getting a guy who got 1 year left on the deal, that who's going to be healthy, going to play. The Lakers will get draft compensation. So if a deal would go down, Lakers would not send Knicks no first round pick. I pretty much can guarantee you that. So let's go to the next deal. Okay, now you got San Antonio Spurs. I don't see the Lakers having any interest in the San Antonio Spurs because what you're hearing from the Spurs, you're hearing Josh Richardson, Doug McDermott, and Jakob Poeltl. The main piece in that deal would be Josh Richardson because the fit, he'd be playing the 2. He could knock down the 3. He could play some defense. But Doug McDermott, yeah, he could knock down some shots. I mean, he could shoot a 3-point shot. But then you got Jakob Poeltl, guy who playing the inside. He don't spread the floor. He basically will clog the middle, what the Lakers don't want at all. The Lakers already got Thomas Bryant and Damon Jones that they feel comfortable playing at center. Them just taking the Spurs deal don't move the needle at all because Jakob Poeltl barely would be on the court with Anthony Davis because he don't fit next to Anthony Davis. He'd be clogging the middle, and so that wouldn't work. So they just having another big man, having 4 centers, what the Lakers really ain't really screaming for right now. So that deal, the San Antonio deal, don't make no sense. And then I'm hearing, Lakers will have to attach a first-round pick with Russell Westbrook. I don't see the Lakers attaching a first-round pick in that deal either because it don't make no sense for the Lakers. They'll be getting players that they really don't need, and it just be a waste. You won't. That's like one of the worst deals out there for the Lakers. So I don't see that happening. So now you got 2 deals that's out the way. So now you got the Indiana Pacers and the Utah Jazz. Now I definitely think the Lakers will prefer the Indiana Pacers deal, but the Pacers probably feel that they don't have to do a Westbrook deal. They could always trade them guys later. But what Indiana what's going to happen, Indiana going to fall on their face in a deal like that because if you look at it and you look at history, Buddy Hield value him when he will be coming off the bench. So he'd be playing less minutes this year, right? So now coming off the bench, he'd be a $22 million backup shooting guard. Nobody really going to give you no first-round pick for Buddy Hield, especially he have a couple years left on his deal. That's not happening. So now you got opportunity to even get rid of him, not to even have a guy who started for many years in Sacramento and even started with Indiana when he got over there. Now you ask him to come off the bench. Yes, he came off the bench in the beginning of the year with Sacramento, but prior to that, he'd been a starter even in New Orleans. But now he's pouting, or you just don't want a guy just around that when you're trying to start something fresh. You want to get to a new season. You want to be a positive, just continue to build. So now you have Buddy Hield backing up $22 million. It won't be easy to get rid of Buddy Hield and attach both of them that large. Miles Turner and Buddy Hield in the season will be tough attaching 2 big salary of $40 million players. It will be hard in season to make them deals together with both players. So now, let's say individual, you're not getting any first round pick, and like I said, you got logjam and you want to clear some salary. Now Miles Turner, a guy, is a risk. He's been injured. You don't want to chance that. Now, come trade deadline, mind you, what we had seen with a lot of these players that's on the last year of their deal, they got traded for a first, but a protected first. Jeremy Grant, he went to Portland. he only went for a first because Portland had to deal with a contract negotiation after that. And we all know contract negotiation is not guaranteed. It changes in a heartbeat. So you got that where they had a protected first round pick. That's all they got for Jeremy Grant, a guy who's been much more productive than Miles Turner. Then you got Christian Woods from the Dallas Mavericks. He went for, I think, the 23rd pick in the first round draft pick. So, he went for the 23rd pick for Christian Wood. And he been in more of a better player so far than Miles Turner. So you had two players that better production than Miles Turner, better health than Miles Turner, and one went for the 23rd pick, another one protected first round pick that's in 25. So the chances Miles Turner at the deadline, it might not work out good for them. So I think Indiana, if they smart, they do it for one first round picks, maybe 2 second round picks. I think that's a fair deal. You get Russell Westbrook, you clear the books, and you get closer to your salary floor. Because mind you, Indiana is below the salary floor, the minimum floor that you have to be. You get a little closer to that floor. Now, let's get to Utah Jazz. And they saying the trade is progressing towards the Utah Jazz. And you got two guys. You got Jazz Notes and Tony Jones, who's out there. They seen the deal happen. The Lakers is dealing in position of strength. And it bothers me when I see a lot of these sites saying Russell Westbrook and 2 first-round picks. I don't see that happening. I see the most the Lakers giving up is a first-round pick. The Lakers are dealing in position of strength. And the Lakers know it when it comes to the Jazz. And Utah know it. Utah has 17, maybe 18 guaranteed roster spots on the roster. We at September 6th. For them to do, I said this in previous videos, for them to do individual deals is hard. You're going to get, with the salaries they make, you're getting back guaranteed contracts. Only non-guaranteed contracts it'd be minimum deals. Anybody that get 4 to 5, 6, 7, 8 million, 20, 18 million, those guys be on guaranteed deals. Most of these guys who see non-guaranteed is minimum contract. So if they try to do 1-for-1 like that individual, they still in the same boat. It's become more expensive and it's wasted time. And now let's go to the Mike Conley, who the Jazz desperate to get it real. Now, how can you ask for 2 first-round picks? Because let's say the Lakers say, no, I'm not doing a deal with the Jazz. The Jazz going to have to lose a draft pick to get rid of Mike Conley. Because you don't want Mike. Now, you got expensive backup. You got a lot of money in the point guards with him and Colin Sexton. And you don't want to go into the season with expensive guard. You're going to have to put him off the bench. You already invested in Colin Sexton and you're going to the youth movement. So now you got a $22 million, $23 million backup point guard that's old. That's 34, 35 years old. So now, and he has injury history, and he looked like nothing in the playoffs. So now, this is what the Utah Jazz dealing with. If they could swap out player for player with Jordan Clarkson to another team and get a player back, because you ain't going to get no first-round pick, because you're going to have to pretty much swap out. And Malik Beasley, the same thing, pretty much a swap. Because a lot of teams right now kind of liking their players. No team's really in a dire need to do a deal right now. Ain't too many teams. They pretty much like their players going to at least give their roster what they have right now the opportunity to see what they got before they start making trades. No team like it right now. Most teams is already focused. This is my team. I'm going to go into the season with this team in. They's not going to be making these deals like that now. Then you got Bogdanovich. It's pretty much going to be Bogdanovich. And maybe a couple second-round picks, whoever the player on the other team may be. And it's pretty much going to be like that. And for Mike Conley, you're going to have to give a first-round pick. So Utah, this deal will avoid them now, instead of them giving up a first-round pick, one of their first-round picks, you get rid of everything all at one time. And then you could get a player that, you could work out a buyout agreement with. And you still gain a first-round pick. Because my thing, I think it more so is gonna be like a Malik Beasley, um, Bogdanovich, and Conley. I think that Utah really, I think Utah not going to try to even do a deal if Conley not in it. I think that's their main thing. They number one goal is to get rid of Mike Conley right now because of his salary, and I think that's going to be the pushing force to get rid of Mike Conley. So I see that's definitely happening. I think Mike Conley definitely going to probably be a part of the deal, and I see at best the Lakers giving up one, not even that add no second round picks because Mike Conley is a negative, and like I said, right now in the market it's not too many teams. Okay, with Bogdanovich deal, he makes $19 million. That means either you're gonna get younger players, so that means you're gonna get two more players coming back. It's not too many teams that I think they said the Phoenix Suns, and the Phoenix Suns are not willing to give him a first round pick. What I'm hearing is gonna be Dario Saric and maybe Dario Saric and one of the other contracts together. So that's two players right there and some second round picks. What I'm hearing. So I don't see, and you could actually get a first round. You could just clear your mind and your head and just get rid of everything at one time. I need you guys to like, comment, share, subscribe. The Cash App in the description. Continue supporting me. I'll be back. Peace.